Do I agree with what CMS is doing? Yes. Do I like that the way that they're doing it? No. Carriers are graded and paid based upon having low CTMs. The better the CTMs, the more money that they get reimbursed. That should be the exact same when it comes to FMOs. No better time than now for me to get into the brokerage space, because now everybody is hearing what's happening in the brokerage space, what's happening in the FMO space, who's doing what, who's not doing what, a lot of talk. So for me, disruption is opportunity. Even though we've been working on this side of the company for about 6 months now, we started it late last 2023 is when we started building out the technology and the infrastructure of really going, and then all of a sudden this came out. So and we've been planning on launching the brokerage side of it for now, I mean, yeah, in May was kind of the idea. Well, it's now April, I think 23rd, if I'm not mistaken. So needless to say, there's no time like now. So here I am. I'm going to start giving you guys the real, some great knowledge. And again, this is all what I know, right? I don't know 100% of everything. I love to learn, love to hear feedback. And if you think I'm wrong on something, I'd love to have a conversation. So anyway, very basic. Why is CMS getting involved in Medicare Advantage and PDP compensation? Why are they getting involved with everything that's going on? Well, customer complaints, CTMs, right? They are getting a tremendous amount of customer complaints, and they've been saying things to the carriers. They've been saying things, over the past couple of years. I've been hearing it and seeing things, and they put in rules last year, right? Call it the 48 hour, right? The cool down period, whatever you want to call it, the 48 hours, which I loved it. I don't love, should be able to go over the plan details and stuff prior to the 48 hours. That's the whole point of it, to make sure that they want to switch. But guess what? People found loopholes in that. It's not being used. Go call the call centers right now. A lot of face-to-face, people, they find loopholes with call-ins and stuff like that. Well, that didn't fix it last year. The CTMs kept coming in, so that's where this came about, right? And the big thing is are FMOs valuable? Are we steering these clients to one plan versus another plan? And yes, the answer is yes, right? There are a lot of FMOs. Now, when I say FMOs, that's top of hierarchy, right? Top of hierarchy, they call it TPMOs. I'm going to call it top of hierarchy and FMOs, right? Top of hierarchy are a lot of the main call centers in the space. They have FMO contracts. They have deals directly with the carriers, okay? They don't have a middleman in between. So mind you, when I'm saying this, right, these guys need to be held accountable more than the traditional FMOs, right? The big three, the AmeriLife, the Integrities, the senior market sales, like those types of guys. Now, there's a lot that they need to do, and a lot of others need to do as well. But anyway, so what are we trying to do here? We are trying to lessen the CTMs. And why are there so many CTMs? Because we're not doing the right thing for our clients. Let's be real, right? And that doesn't mean just because of the fact that we're switching them from one plan to another plan. That means that we're not offering, both Med Subs and Medicare Advantage, right? A lot of people just offer one or the other. And I can show you stats. There's videos. Go to our group and look at some of the videos that I've got out there that show you with our MA ads that we're getting almost 50% of people to buy Medicare Sup. It's not because I'm steering them. It's because we're doing education, we're doing needs analysis, we're doing fact finding, we're giving them the options, and then they're picking what they want. Okay, so it's number one, it's that. Okay, and then number two, agents are so damn greedy, and they get somebody on the phone end up doing a half-ass needs analysis and fact-finding, and then we end up knowing that ABC plan, right, is the best plan for them, and then they switch them over to somebody else. Why? Because they're not going to get compensated unless they switch them over. Bullshit. That you should lose your license because of that. That's unacceptable. Now, if there is a reason why you should switch them, whether because of benefits, because of their doctors, because of out-of-pocket cost, whatever, in those scenarios, yeah, absolutely. That's okay, but that's not what's happening right now. The reason why there's so many CTMs, customer complaints out there, is because of the fact that that's not what's happening. These are decent salespeople. They get them on the phones, and talk to our seniors and convince them that they need to switch their plans. Well, then there's rapid disenrollment, accretion, all that kind of crap, and then it makes us look really, really bad. Okay, and unfortunately, these carriers, okay, want the business just like the FMOs want the business, right? And that be via traditional brokerage, right? The big three that I named, or the call centers that are out there. That's not okay, guys, right? It's just not. I mean, if we write good business, you get lifetime, way better persistency, way better lifetime values. Your clients are taken care of. You get more referrals. And it's a win-win. We've been doing this for, EIP's been around for 10 years. I've been on my own center now for 12 years. And just do the right thing and it works. So how do we get back out of this mess? How do we get out of the mess? The carriers have to crack down on the FMOs, meaning both traditional brokerage and these direct call centers. And the call centers, you guys just got to stop doing it. You got to stop writing the bad business. It's not a lot of the, it's because it's massive asses. Almost, I'd say up to this point, if you look at traditional call centers compared to feet on the street, agents, agencies, I'd say close to 70% of the business now. We're probably creeping up on 70% of the business is coming from call centers. And that's probably where we have, I won't say it probably. I'm a good call center, so please don't yell at me. That's where a majority of our complaints are coming from. It's the shitty advertising that's out there, that's getting somebody, interested in having a conversation because you're giving a free $15 McDonald's gift card, or you're, having an ad out there with somebody holding a big check and, for Part B give back and stuff like that. That's bullshit, right? The whole Joe Namath commercials, those are now done, thank God. Free. No, that's just unacceptable. Now, if you generate the lead and you go through all the benefits and you do the right thing for the client, it wouldn't have been bad. If we would have had the Joe Namath commercials just to pique somebody's interest, right? And not saying, I want to go back to that, because I don't. So don't take it that way. But even if you had that, okay, and you drummed up a whole bunch of leads and everything else, and then you actually did the right needs analysis and fact-finding and education and everything else with that consumer, and then if they were on the best plan, which I would say a lot of the times they probably were, and you didn't switch them, we wouldn't be in the mess that we're in today, okay? So, we can all say it's because of the advertising. No, it's because of what's happening in these call centers and stuff like that. But how does it stop? Again, these calls are recorded, right? Go listen to the calls, right? Carriers, FMOs that are traditional brokerages. Have your compliance team double, triple down on your compliance team and actually go listen to the calls, pull calls, and actually give coachings, give real coachings and saying this can't happen. Have your marketing teams work with, I don't know why this circulation keeps coming off. Have your marketing teams, right, work with the marketing teams of these downline groups of yours to help out with the advertisings and the do's and the don'ts. Don't just send out a newsletter and say, hey, here's the do's and the don'ts of it. Actually give training of what it should be, what it can be, and help out in that way. That's why I've got such a big team that help, do all that type of stuff to make sure that we're compliant. So, am I happy with what's going on with CMS? Yes, I am. We need change, because if we don't get change, guys, we're going to lose an amazing industry. we're going to let the government come in, and they're going to take it over, and we're going to lose an amazing industry. Some of my best friends are in this industry that I've got to know over the years, and I'm not okay with that. So I'm going to be as vocal as possible and tell you what I feel about it. Now, what's going to happen with it? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with it. I know 3 of the big 5 carriers are meeting sometime this week. It could have already happened yesterday. It might be happening today. Not sure. They're going to get their notes together. They're going to go back to up to DC and ask a whole bunch of questions. There is going to be some change. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know if co-op 100% goes away, or if they just bucket it together and then give it to the FMOs that way. I don't know exactly what that looks like. But there will be disruption. There are going to be big changes from everything that I'm hearing. The FMOs are kind of saying, oh, no, there's not going to be that much change. Well, that's what you're hoping for. But from what I'm hearing from the carriers and from other people that are higher up, like, I'm hearing there's going to be some big changes. Now, will we all adapt? Yeah, we will. Okay, we've had to adapt in the Medicare space. The 15 years I've been in it, we've had to adapt quite a few times over the years, and that's fine, right? Change is going to happen no matter what. But do I agree with what CMS is doing? Yes. Do I like the way that they're doing it? No. Because of the fact that I feel it could be pretty simple. It could be how are these carriers graded? How are these carriers paid? Carriers are graded and paid based upon having low CTMs. That's where they get their star rating. Yes, is there a lot of other things that go into star ratings? Absolutely. But I would have to assume probably the main factor is CTMs. And the better the CTMs, the more money that they get reimbursed. That should be the exact same when it comes to FMOs, right? You get your traditional now, 7-Eleven. You get your traditional 7-Eleven, and that can increase significantly, right? Because there's another, call it $400 on top of that, for people that are even more than $400 that's on top of that whenever it comes to admin at co-op. Okay. Well, not 400, because now it's 7-Eleven. So let's call it 3 and change. Okay. So let's call it 300. So, close to $1,000 a policy, on that. And then, no co-op on renewals, and then admin dollars get cut in half, just like the traditional comp gets cut in half. So how do we solve this, carriers? How do we solve this, CMS? Give them benchmarks. What are the average CTMs that are out there? Where do we need to be at? Okay. Do we need to be at 3.5? Do we need to be at 4? What is the formula that we have to come up with that every FMO is graded upon to get the additional admin overrides? The better their CTMs are, the better their downline CTMs have to be for them to get paid. And then that creates a nice big gap for the centers that are doing what they're supposed to be doing. And I think the FMOs, should have some control over those co-op dollars. So let me just paint a picture for you here. If you got an FMO that is doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they have low CTMs, and their agents and agencies are doing the right things, their downlines, and they're getting paid more, well, good. They have more money to go out and recruit some of those downline agents and give them more dollars because of the fact that they're doing good business, right? Versus some of the groups that are out there that have really cruddy CTMs that are getting paid less money, which means that, they could be recruited away ultimately because of the fact that they're not getting all the money from the carriers. So they're now pushed to expand their compliance teams, to do more with their marketing, to put double down in those areas that they should. So that's the way that I think it should go. Why am I in favor of that? We have some of the, as one of the largest Medicare direct-to-consumer brokerages in the nation. I've been told by multiple carriers that we have the lowest and some of the lowest with certain carriers and some of the lowest with a majority of them of CTMs, best persistency, lowest accretion. Why? Just do business the right freaking way. So I will only work with people in my downline, just so you're aware. Now that we're getting into true brokerage, I will only work with people that want to do business the right way. If you're not doing business the right way and you're using a whole bunch of cruddy lead sources, and you're not doing good needs analysis and fact finding for your client, whether you're a face-to-face agent or you're a call center agent, I don't want to work with you. Now, if you want to learn how to do business the right way and you just haven't been taught, hey, let's give it a stab. Let's have a conversation. We'll see if I'll feel it out, let you know what I think. But my name, my company name in the industry means a lot to me. It's the reason why I'm able to get the deals that I have, and it's the partnerships that I have, in the space. So, hey, listen, hopefully you got something out of this. If you want to have a conversation, send me a message, whether it be on social media, or just go on our website, grab my email. It's JESCH, so first initial, last name, at teameip.com. Look forward to hearing from you guys. See ya.